Wait for some people to get in here, maybe. We'll see what happens, but happy Monday. Bellis, happy, wow, I want your sunshine. Yeah, that's right. Apologize for the wind. You're right, though. Watching your live stream this morning, you get rain, and you were explaining if you live in Leyte, you get rain, but I'm sure you get plenty of sunshine. But happy Monday, February 2nd. Sorry I'm a little late. I got a little tied up at immigration. It's kind of busy on a Monday. Welcome, Philip Montgomery. How are you, my friend? Happy Monday. It's saying 84 degrees today. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, but very, very nice. Had a good weekend, you know, for the most part. Like I said, my new schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, doing the walk-in live. We'll see how that goes. Bella said headed to immigration soon. Yeah, I got I did the standard 2-month extension. I'll pick it up on, I think they said the 12th, February 12th. I had to pay 2,270 pesos, which is up from the last time it was 1,960. So like $5 more. Hey, Matthew Reed's here. Welcome, Matthew. And yeah, I got my shoes on, but welcome, guys. Appreciate you being here. Feel a little more energized, but I think the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday schedule is going to be a little better. I think it can be maybe a little overkill doing a live stream every day or almost every day. Plus, mentally on me, yeah, it's like you just feel a little burnt out. It's like the mental side of it, like staring at the screen, trying to do my best with the comments and or questions. So I appreciate everybody that when you do that. But welcome, Matthew. I'm doing much better now. Yeah, it's always good to see you. Well, it's good to see you too. Hopefully I can offer you some positivity on my live streams. But welcome. Happy Monday. Beautiful day. Like I said, I think it's like 84. Very breezy and windy today. We got Michael Hunter's here. Hello, Michael Hunter. But yeah, Matthew, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. We got Mike Carrillo here saying emoji smiling or hands waving. But thank you for being here. Well, right now, I guess you'd call it Mayung Muto. But yeah, it's definitely breezy today. It's kind of wild. Beautiful day. I don't anticipate any rain. Although, as Bellis mentioned, he's getting rain up. He's north of me. Skygrade says hello. Welcome, Skygrade. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. And if anybody's here that's new to the channel, my name's Michael from the United States. Obviously born and raised there. Lived in Pennsylvania the majority of my life, with the exception of about 2 years lived in Florida. My preferential choice, as I always say. I'm a warm weather guy, but actually clear down in Miami, I think they were getting 30 degrees or something like that. Crazy, crazy cold weather. The U.S., I'm sure Canada's cold. The further north you go, the colder it gets. But Possum the cat says hello. Good to see you again, Michael. And anyway, yeah, I'm living abroad here in Dumaguete, Philippines, and doing my daily walk. And I appreciate everybody that supports my channel, that stops by. Mayung Muto, that stops by to say hello and everything. It's humbling. You sacrifice time out of your life, wherever you're at. I mean, even people here in the Philippines hang out with me on my walk. So, thank you, Philip Montgomery says, please send us that weather. It's 15 degrees here in North Carolina after 11 inches of snow yesterday. Glad to see you out. Well, I appreciate that. Very generous super chat, Philip. You've always been very generous with me. I'm humbled and thankful. Thanks a lot for that. most of all, I appreciate your support. So thank you very much. And again, anybody who's here that's new, I don't try to intentionally overlook comments or questions. I do my best, but I also have to pay attention to the street when I'm walking. Northern says, have you meet another streamer close to you? Hey, Mayung Muto. Simply Bakong, Simply Pinay. I know where Bakong is, and it's not very far from me, but I'm not sure if I ever met anybody named Simply Pinay. I'm not sure who that is. A lot of vloggers here in the Philippines, let alone Dumaguete. And thank you, Philip. God bless you. I really appreciate that. Matt87 says, yeah, Florida and Texas got chilly. Yeah, it's just wild. People are saying, it's like, I talked to my mother and father called me today from Pennsylvania, video chat, and they were telling me, you know, it's much colder than normal, basically everywhere, I think. You know, my father recently turned 86. My mother will be 86 in May, and my brother takes care of them, takes them out on walks, and I always ask him when they do or don't go out on their walks. Sometimes it's just too cold for them to go out on their walks. I meant to say I love your channel. Hey, I appreciate you being here, Matthew. Bella said, you're on my TV for your whole trek. Love PA, be safe. Thank you, Bellis. That's awesome. Adam says, I want to move to Mexico myself. You know what, Adam? Just live life. Explore, get out, go to different places in the world. And maybe you've already been to Mexico, I don't know. But I had never been to the Philippines prior to coming here in July of 2024. I'd never been this far away from home. I'm glad I did it. It kind of, sometimes when you think about it, it's like, am I really that far away from the U.S.? You know, you hear that term often, halfway around the world. I guess for me, from Pennsylvania, living in the Philippines, it is like virtually halfway around the world. Northern Versus says, do you have a motorcycle? No motorcycle. My preferred choice and convenient choice right now is simply for me to walk everywhere. I like being in the thick of things, walking, meeting people, saying hello, being here for the daily, I wouldn't call it a grind, but people, you know, going about their day, business as usual on a Monday. But yeah, it's fun. But no motorbike, definitely no car. I don't know if I'd feel too comfortable even having a car here. It's going to be challenging, but I think riding a motorbike would be easier to adapt and learn than on a in a car. For me, anyway, it would probably be much easier. Rick Wallace says, and you'll be 56. Yeah, thank you. You're not going to let me forget when my birthday is, Rick. Or you're not going to let everybody else forget when my birthday is. And that's good. That's cool. That's funny. Usually I'm not very good at remembering birthdays, especially my family members, but I've gotten better at it recently just to remember. And, you know, I don't know why was never good at remembering birthdays, but you're actually pretty darn good. You're remembering mine. Stephen King says, where are you going? I'm walking around in my own moto. I'm walking around in Dumaguete right now. That's where I'm going. Everywhere and anywhere. Sometimes people request me to go to certain areas, but I'm around the public market now. I pretty much hit up my normal stomping grounds, like going to my own moto. I pretty much just walk everywhere, say hello to everybody. I guess there's Fortune. I see you. Dazzle, or Gino's here, maybe with Dazzle. Good afternoon, Gino, my brother from another. And then obviously Master Fortune, he is like the brains behind the curtain here on my live streams. I think he's the brains behind a lot of people's live streams. He's very knowledgeable and intelligent. Lynn Angel says hello. Adam says he goes to Mexico every year. I'll be there in 1 week. Yeah, I've never been to Mexico, obviously. Mayong Muto, how are you? I gotta give you a fist pump to my friend. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Beautiful day. Amping. For my friends, I gotta say hello. That's Glenda. Very nice lady, Filipina here. Very nice people. That's what I love about it. I mean, like I said, we're very repetitive. I don't know what they used to say, sound like a broken record, but I don't even know if people know what a record is anymore. But yeah, I'm constantly beating the drum of how amazing the people are here in the Philippines, especially Dumaguete. Dumaguete has a place in my heart. Very family-like here. It's a lot of fun. I'm blessed, you know. It's like everything has served as an eye-opener to me here. Josh is here. I see someone see us. I gotta look. Fortune says Dumaguete City and Negros Oriental. Kissing the Dream says I've been listening. Che's in here somewhere. Hello, Che. I didn't see you, but I don't know where you're at. Ryan's here. Says good afternoon. But hi, Che. She's in Candao. She's visiting her mother. Adam says, do you miss the U.S.? I don't know if I miss it. Sometimes I crave certain foods that just some things maybe aren't quite as easily accessible here. But for the most part, I can talk to my parents on video chat, which I spoke with them today. That fills that void. I mean, you take for granted if you didn't have video chat, I'm sure it would be much more difficult being apart from my family. But you know, my dad's 86, my mother's 85. They're very happy for me. They're happy that I'm happy, and that's really kind of nice too, to have that. And I'm simply happy every day, and doing these live streams have, like, you know, opened up a different door for me, you know, with YouTube, because I've met so many amazing people on the live stream. You know, I connect with people all over, and if I can just inspire one person every day to live life to the fullest, and if you have the opportunity financially, health-wise, and you can travel outside of, you know, your comfort zone, and you just want to see different parts of the world, I highly recommend you doing it. I didn't know what it was like until I got here. I've never been this far away from home, never really immersed myself and embraced the community and the culture here, but it's so wonderful and nice. They're the happiest, nicest people. Mayong Muto. Nothing yet. No yet. Thank you. Salamat. She wanted to know if I was hungry. But there's Josh. Hello, Josh. Matthew says, yellow boat you can take to the water. Yeah, haven't seen the yellow boat, the yellow yacht, but someone recently did say, well, they're the one that brought it to my attention. That yellow boat had always been there out in the ocean, yellow yacht, I should say. I think that's a yacht. And then actually one of the viewers, can't remember who, said, hey, Michael, the yellow yacht's not there. And I was like, holy, yeah, you're right. I never noticed it. Buddy Winder says, hi. LJB Sullivan said, sorry, just came in. Where are you? LGB Sullivan, thank you for being here. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. My name's Michael, from the United States. Born and raised there. Lived in Pennsylvania basically all my life, with the exception of 2 years. I lived in Florida. And another key thing I always mention, if I was still living in the U.S., I'd still be working. I could not afford to, my source of income is my pension and savings. I could not afford to live in the U.S. on my current income like I can here. So that's a blessing, and that's not the main reason I came to the Philippines. It's just a very nice added bonus. And to be happy and not have to work, and the financial situation takes you very far here. The dollar, it's a blessing. It's very, I'm glad I chose to came here. Michelle is here somewhere. I saw someone saying to Michelle. But hi, Michelle. You're awesome. You're always here. You guys are all awesome. I really can't single one of you guys out. So thankful and appreciative of everybody. But yeah, it's like, it's a typical Monday here. Gets my juices flowing. You know, I get excited when I'm around people. But I'll make my way towards the ocean. I started there, and then I kind of bounce around through here saying hi to various people that I meet along the way. But, you know, a lot of people are busy. They're working, doing their thing. But it's really cool because I made a lot of friends with a lot of the security guards at the banks and everywhere. They're very interested. They're just supporters of me, and it's really nice, humbling. There's nothing wrong with having security guards being your friends. They have my back. Uh-oh, something popped up. Fernando Contreras said, buy yourself something nice. Man, Fernando, I gotta say thank you to your face-to-face or video-to-video. I greatly... Mayong Mudto, one more minute, and then Mayong Hapon. Mayong Mudto. So I want to thank you, Fernando Contreras. Very generous of you. Probably be something to drink at some point. Coconut water, or coffee, but thank you. And someone else threw in a government accountability, sent me the Laughing Disco. I did catch that. Appreciate that, government accountability. That's a very unique name. I like it, but thank you both. I appreciate that. Jeffrey Marchetti says, treat yourself kind. Well, you know what? I guess you kind of get in return what you give out. I think the best thing to do is be kind to people. Be kind to everybody. Kill them with kindness, even if they're not the nicest to you. Still do it in return. Mayong hapon. Happy Monday. Ezzy, U.S. Air Force vet, I think. Where are you in the Philippines right now? Dumaguete, Philippines, in the city. Negros Oriental, Dumaguete City. Mayong hapon. And Andrew says, wow, you just got home from Miami. Once you pay us taxes, you will always pay us taxes. Okay. LJB Sullivan says, looks very nice. 8 degrees here. Where exactly are you that's 8 degrees? I don't think it really matters what part of the country you live in. Heck, people even in the South are telling me how cold it is. I was just wondering where you're from. The iguanas are frozen. Yeah, that's just wild, the temperatures. Matthew says, how is Che today? It's always good to see you too. She's good. Like I said, she's visiting her mother right now. She's in Kandoai, which is like a 10 to 15 minute tricycle ride from here. So she's at her mother's. Ezzy says, have a fun and stay safe, sir. Appreciate it, Ezzy. Frank Barber says, hello. Kissing a Dream says, 12 degrees tonight in South Carolina. You never associated Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas with cold weather. Very occasionally you'd hear about it. Mayong hapon. Occasionally you'd hear about that, but not like now. Like, look at this. Chris Mead says Toronto minus 20. I wish I could give you guys a warm blast, but there are some people that do prefer the cold. They'd rather be cold than warm. I can tolerate it if I have to, but like I always say, I'd rather sweat my butt off than freeze my butt off. Yes, Lloyd, this is Dumaguete. See, Chris says he loves winter. See, there you go. You got to go with what you love. Mayong hapon. Happy Monday. Amping. Mayong hapon. Paul Hancock says, sucks here. I guess you're somewhere where it's cold. Like I said, I did winter sports or well activities. I did snowboarding. I really did like snowboarding. Um, it was a lot of fun, but I needed something to keep me busy and keep me active. Uh, Zelda says bye. Bye, Zelda. Thanks for stopping by. Gary the Snail says too cold here in Indiana. Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate. I mean, I can only imagine. I don't remember. I don't know. What would the history book say was the last time people have had a winter like they're having this year? It would be interesting how far it goes back to the last time it was this cold. And I apologize about the breeze. It's this breezy this far away from the water. It feels great to me, but I appreciate it. Mayong hapon. Amping. Just a little south of Indianapolis. Zelda's giving a thumbs up. There you go, Zelda. Like I said, I always apologize to people. If I don't see your comment or question, I'm trying, but I would literally have to stop walking to be able to truly I don't even know if I could keep up with everything even if I wasn't walking, but thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm humbled. I do my best to catch you guys. Paul says I'm in Edinburgh, Indiana. Yeah, I've been to Indiana, South Bend, Indiana many times. The outer parts like Goshen. I'm a big Notre Dame fan, so I've been to many games in South Bend, Indiana. When you pronounce the local dialect, pronounce it slowly to be more comprehensible. All right, so like Mayong hapon, like slower like that. I'm up for anybody giving me advice. Malupa says, sup bro, can you weather happy? I know this is probably a joke. I'll wish your brother a happy birthday, but I don't know if I want to say his name. You guys get me all the time. 56 here in Las Vegas. I guess that's colder than normal, but I know you guys don't have humidity in Vegas on the West Coast. Adam says Philippine summers are hot as hell. Yeah, I don't mind the heat. It doesn't bother me. A lot of other people, some people don't like it. It don't bother me. I'm very comfortable here. But I wouldn't be here if I didn't like it. If I found myself sitting in the air condition all the time, I probably shouldn't be living here in the Philippines. Gary the Snail says Notre Dame is my favorite team. Yeah, they'll be back. Marcus Freeman's the best head coach Notre Dame I think's had, in my opinion, ever. I think he's going to go down as one of the best. As long as he stays. He's a great person too, but he's going to be fielding a lot of offers from the NFL. I don't think he'll go anywhere else in college, but Gary Snow said, yes, I did root off those Hoosiers this year. They were awesome. Yeah, they have a great coach. Signetti's Mayong hapon. Signetti's a good coach. That's what it comes down to, coaching, staff. Plus, eventually, if he ever gets good like even better talented recruits, they could create an unstoppable machine, you know. They really coached up the guys that they had, lived through the transfer portal. David says, do you take malaria prevention? Yeah, I don't take anything. I don't want to touch anything that is injected into my body. Nothing. Nope, not interested. I depend on my natural immunity. Are you in India? As it true that smells like feet? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, and I don't know. I don't smell any bad feet. Paul's with the thumbs up. Yeah, I got a cheer. Yeah, I'm, good for Indiana. It's nice to see somebody different. We had a week with minus 45 wind chill. That's just too cold, looking towards the spring. Yeah, I would have been ready for the spring a long time ago. Yeah, I gotta say hello to my friends. Again, Mayong hapon, Amante, Credo. Happy Monday, you guys. I'll be walking, but nice to see you. Amping. Dr. Red Taco, you have the best introductions ever. You're so awesome to put that. Welcome to the new live stream of Castaway Drift. Experience the sights and sounds of Dumaguete, Philippines with your host and local resident. Well, I wouldn't say I'm a resident. You could say I'm on a tourist visa. I'm a tourist. You're welcome to your local tourist. James Donald says air conditioners will give you pneumonia in the summer. I only use the air conditioner when I'm sleeping. That's it. Your boy Jenkins says shout out from Kentucky. David Golden Eagle's here. He's actually subbing to Red Taco. DIC 7118. I don't want to pronounce that. Someone might get offended, but DIC. Yeah, I love the lumpia. Chicken adobo, lumpia, pork sisig, rice, obviously. Rice is life. Pros something says, is this Philippines? Yep. Josh says hello to David Golden Eagle. Hicksta says, where are you at? Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. I gotta stop and see my friends. See if they're here. I don't know. There they are. I gotta tease them.
Hi, Michael.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. You wanna say hi?
Hi, guys.
Happy Monday.
Please support Michael. This is my friend.
All right, I'll let you work, man. Nice seeing you again. Mayong hapon. Hello. Northern, trying to catch up. Jeffrey says, I treat whole family of 7 kind. I'm the head of my own clan. They treat me like a king. Philippines is awesome. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, which is, speaking facts there, Jeffrey. You're exactly right. I've never been treated so well, so kindly, and embraced by a culture in a country the way I am here in the Philippines. Never experienced anything like this. It's humbling, it's awesome. I love it here. Try to show you guys stuff along the streets, but Frank May said, how long have you been living here? I arrived in Dumaguete, Philippines in July 9th of 2024. I was only supposed to stay here 2 months, but then I ended up extending my stay. And then I stayed here, so from July of 2024 till March 17th of 2025. Then I went back to the United States. I had to go back and take care of things. At that point, I had decided and learned that I could retire at 55, live here. Obviously, I'm happy, made a lot of great friends, have a girlfriend here. So yeah, I went home March 17th until June 13th, I think, and then came back. So I've been back here since June 13th of 2025. So I'm well over a year now, total time in the Philippines. And yeah, 18 months. Thank you, Rick Wallace. You're like a mathematician. I'm usually good with math, but man, you're quick, very quick on the CKN New Jersey. Mike, sup guy? You know what? I know you. I know you very well. And you have a blue jacket now. I take care of people that support me. I appreciate that. James Donald says, where's all the cars? There's cars. Right now it's more active towards obviously motorbikes and tricycles. It's busy now. It's busy. LJB Sullivan says, that's so wonderful to hear. Do you travel from the Philippines or just stay? Right now, I'm kind of just staying. Like Che and I will go to Siquijor Island. We've done that before. We're planning a trip at some point. If I could go anywhere right now, although the travel is it's not the most convenient. I would love to go to Palawan. That would be first. But we're probably going to end up going to Bohol. I think that'll happen first. And then Boracay's on my list because I want to visit Gino and his wife Dazzle. He's an amazing guy. If you're not subscribed to Gino, which is Dazzle TV, I highly recommend it. If you want to just listen to a pleasant, happy individual, kind of like myself. Plus, Gino's like, Filipino, but he lived in the U.S. for many years, served in the Air Force. He's a great guy. So shout out to Gino. Let me see. CKN New Jersey says, Mike, you're the man. Well, I appreciate it, but like I said, I'm just thankful for people that join me on my live streams. I'd be walking anyway. This is what I like to do. I just added the live stream to my walks once I started realizing that people actually enjoy this too. And I want to be able to affect people in a positive way. I want to inspire people daily to get out of their comfort zone, and maybe as long as they have the finances and they have the health to get out and experience something different. I can't stress enough, the Philippine people are why I love it so much here. That's why I'm still here. That's why after my first 2 months coming to the Philippines in 2024, I extended my stay. I wanted to learn how to truly live here. But man, the people are so awesome, amazing. That's why I'm here. I don't think I'd be here if it weren't for the people. I like all the nice island, ocean kind of stuff, but I don't know if I'd really be here. And obviously Che is a reason I'm here too. I mean, I met her as well, but she's obviously a part of the people situation. She has an amazing heart as well. Rick Wallace said, do you have to carry your passport around? No. The only thing I carry with me is my ACR card. Actually, I was just at immigration prior to starting the live stream. That's why I'm a little late. Later, I try to start my live stream between 12 and 12:30, but I'm a little late because I didn't get out of immigration until just about 12:30. And then I had to set it up and click to go live, so that took a little time. But I'm going towards the ocean now. Harley Piper, yep, married 36 years. What's this? LJB. This is so interesting to see daily life somewhere away from the snow that I see. It's always the people that keep you in countries and jobs and home. Yeah, like I said, they're just a whole other level. And again, Dumaguete, the people here, I can't say it enough. They're just really welcoming here. Like, here's another buddy of mine, Mayong Hapong. But I need to remember, someone said I need to slow down when I say Mayong Hapon. Maybe it's too fast. Frank May says, do you rent or own a home? I rent. I have no interest in buying anything right now. Not that would never present itself. Someday maybe. But you have to marry, you have to be with a local to own property or to buy it. Actually, she would buy it. You would just, it'd be in her name. Renting is so much easier because there's so many places. If you want to live somewhere else or test your waters on another island, there's over 7,000 furnished apartment. I definitely recommend, unless you're okay with buying it unfurnished and then you got to take care of the furniture. I wouldn't want to do that. Let me see. Do they have motorhomes there? You know what? I never noticed motorhomes. Fortune, have you ever seen motorhomes in the Philippines? I know I haven't. My girlfriend is 24 years old. 24, and no, she does not have any kids. But yeah, right there, that's the port. That's where you can get a boat. The island you can see in the background there, that's Cebu Island. But you can go right across the water here, and there's Siquijor Island right there. You can be there in 30 to 40 minutes. It's beautiful over there. There's so many places just on that island I haven't even seen yet. I've been to Little Boracay, I've been to this, I don't know if it's pronounced Kumbahaya Falls, but right there is the boat, the Ocean Jet. That's the fast boat. You can be across from Siquijor in 30 to 40 minutes, not very expensive. You can be to Bohol in 2 hours from what I'm told. I don't know the time from here to Cebu. I'm sure it's maybe, I don't know. Cebu's not even a 45 minute flight. So maybe an hour, or so to Cebu. Northern versus what's this place? Dumaguete, Philippines, northern verse. Here's Fortune said, motorhomes not popular here, but some do camping overnight. So they're SUVs or mini vans. They customize and put a tent set up overhead. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've never seen a motorhome. I apologize about the wind. Feels great to me, but and again, if you're new to my channel, my name's Michael from the United States, Pennsylvania, but lived in Florida for 2 years. Living abroad here in the Philippines. And if you haven't given me a like yet, I kindly ask you to give me a double tap the screen, or however you hit a like on another device. Liking my live stream just helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. And it helps, like I said, it helps the channel grow. Let me see. Lynn, Michael is working on that little Mike, or little Che. We got Maine Mermaid says, lots of snow, the ice on the lake, -7 here in Maine. And our wood stove is cranking. Yeah, you would probably enjoy a little bit of a break from the cold being here. That's for darn sure. It's definitely very nice here. The breeze is what I enjoy also. Not only seeing the ocean, but the breeze is always blowing. And it goes several blocks depending on where, you know, it blows up the streets here. You get a nice breeze, even in the city. It's not quite like landlocked where you don't get like a gust of fresh air. Any information on dog ownership? I mean, I know you can bring a dog here. I don't know like the rules of dog ownership. I mean, heck, Gino, maybe, you know, or Fortune would know. What's the situation if people are interested in owning a dog? I mean, I saw Gino got a very cute little dog recently. Any information on the dog? Painter would really like this area. Kissing the Dream, good on deleting that. Some people just never learn. Lynn Angel, all right, making on a baby. How long, Jay Mighty says, how long have you been out there? It makes me want to pack my bags and go. Total time, my young phone. Mr. Wallace added it up. I think he said I've been here 18 months. I think that's what he said. 18 months. I lost track. I don't even think about it other than I've been here since July of 2024, but did go home in March 17th of 2025 for like 2 months and then came back. So my advice to you though, if you do travel here, just bring what you need. If you're gonna be here a month or 2 months, bring a couple basic essentials. If you can get away with a big backpack, travel light, do it. You can buy clothes and stuff here and it's very inexpensive. That's one thing I've learned there, Jay Mighty, just pack light. Be a Bear says, hello, Be a Bear. Happy Monday from Dumaguete, Philippines. Yeah, I guess you could say that people know me as a walking stick, basically. Yeah, I don't get fat. I don't really have any, I've never been fat in my life, like overweight anyway, but you definitely stay in shape and don't gain any weight here, like especially if you're walking 10 miles a day. I probably could allow myself to eat more carbs. I probably should, and it probably wouldn't affect me. You in Antarctica still. Yeah, it's 84 degrees and I'm in Antarctica. My own phone. Be a Bear says, hello, I'm thinking about retiring to the Philippines. My honest opinion there, Be a Bear 007, my own hapon. If I were you, just plan a trip. Come here and visit, see if you like it. But again, there's so many other places to go. You don't even have to come to the Philippines, but you might have to visit a couple islands until you find one that hits home with you or gives you that special vibe, or whatever it is. Or like, for me, again, I always say it's about the people for me. The culture and the people are what really attracted me here in the Philippines. And after like I said, my initial trip, I planned for 2 months. Now I know everybody can't come or like take off for 2 months. But I'm glad I was able to come for 2 months, because that gave me a true understanding if I would truly could live here. And once I decided to extend beyond the 2 months, then I rented an apartment, got smarter, started, spending my money better, managing my money better. And yes, rentals and homes and hotels and stuff are cheaper here compared to the States. But my first 2 months I was in a hotel, well, multiple hotels. They're just more expensive than an apartment. Ayung hapon. Kissing the dream. Northern verses is language. Mayung hapon says, is language easy to learn? Mayung hapon. I wouldn't say it's easy. You just have to be dedicated and disciplined and wanting to learn the language. And that's what I'm taking on right now. My New Year's resolution is to learn the language, at least the basics, because they really appreciate it, respect it when you speak their language, and simply makes them smile. So smiles, Philippine smiles is what I'm all about. It's priceless. They do, like I said, the majority of them do speak English. They certainly understand it, but if you can learn the basics, good morning, good afternoon, that kind of stuff, they appreciate that. Mac 10 says it's 97 here in Antarctica and snowing. Ay, ay, ay. I don't miss the snow, Mac 10. Jay says, hello again, Michael. It's 8 degrees with 8 inches of snow here in Knoxville, and it's 80 degrees there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make you jealous, but I much prefer wearing t-shirt and shorts and having sweat drip off my face occasionally. Mayung hapon. I'd rather have sweat drip off my face than have dry skin or be cold. I'm fingertips cold. Mayung hapon. Mayung hapon. Mayung hapon. Yeah, I have people everywhere saying Mayung hapon to me, and I'm like, Mayung hapon. That's what I love. People like to just say, good afternoon. That's the best. Very humbling. That stuff's priceless to me. Yes, there are a lot of motorcycles, but you know what? It works here. It's like they all have a sixth sense, or like eyes all over their heads. They are very good at anticipating what someone's going to do. They're very pedestrian friendly here, in my experience here in Dumaguete. You in North Korea? No, Dumaguete, Philippines. They're Mac, Tennessee, I guess. And yes, I'm from Pennsylvania. Dowsdale asked me if I'm from Texas. I like Texas. Their food's amazing. Barbecue's great. I like you and support you, but there's nothing like the good old USA. Yeah, Todd, I know. Like I said, I'm always going to love my country, no matter what. But for me, it's more about just getting out of my comfort zone. I was bored. I needed something different. I needed something to kind of, I don't know, say reinvent yourself, energize you. I was always self-motivated. I always liked exercising and walking. But I just felt like I wanted something different. And that's when I first started looking. I'm like, where is there countries that have warm weather all year round? That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to experience. And then obviously Philippines was on the list. That was one of the places that, had the kind of weather that I'm looking for. And that's why I say, if you're not really a hot, warm weather person, it might not be the best for you. But you can make it work. It just might not be for you. Michael, you need to retire. Not happening easily here. Matthew said, Michael, have you ran into any homeless people? Oh, of course. I've run into homeless people back in the States too. Uh, it's an unfortunate situation, but those are the types of things that I see for me, and it's an eye opener. It makes me think back and appreciate the life that I've had. And just when you think your life is so bad, you know, there's always somebody else out there that might have it a little worse than you. And but the amazing thing about people with less here that I've learned, they're so much happier with less. Uh, I didn't expect that, but it's truly nice. Yeah, the power grid, like I said, my father, when I was talking to him on a FaceTime and he saw the power grid, he's like, Michael, what's that above your head? And I was like, it's the wires. Like, you know, obviously they're not underground. You kind of just get used to it, you know. I mean, yeah, it would be better. It'd probably be very expensive to put all that stuff underground. But it would certainly produce jobs. They like wires there. You know, like I said, it makes you feel like sometimes when you're here that you're like in a time machine, sort of. You know, I remember as a kid, you know, the wires being above your head. It might not look like that. I honestly don't remember, but I just assume they weren't. But that's one other thing, like when you're here, like you go to a mall here, the malls just feel very 80s like. That's what the mall is like. More people, they're active in malls here, and it takes you back in time. Whereas in the US, I remember the last few times that I was in a mall, there's just not very busy. There's not a lot of people there. Everybody's shopping online, and that's understandable. But it's nice to go to a mall and see people that are so into it. The food court's always full. People just shopping. And, you know, like I said, it just makes you feel like you're going back in time. LJB Sullivan says, I like to visit. I don't want to leave family. 6 grandchildren. Looks very nice. I understand that. A lot of people have told me that. They have grandchildren and stuff like that. And again, you have to do what's best for you. And if that means staying with your grandchildren, then do that. You gotta, you know, I don't know. I understand it. That'd be tough because you don't want to seem like this person that's like deserting your grandkids. But you could all, like, I don't know, just take a little trip. Say I'm going on a month trip or a 2-month trip or something like that. Maybe people would be more understanding. I don't know if you're concerned about what other people would think, and I get that. Yeah, the grandchildren thing would be tough. If you cut, Richard says, if you cut just one wire, it would cause confusion. Probably could. Like I said, though, like you get through some areas, it's not as bad. But this is like one or 2 blocks up from the main street in the city, so maybe that's why. I've never seen anything. Maybe for me, walking everywhere, I've never seen any incidences where something happened, like a safety hazard with the wires. I've never seen anything, but that's not to say there hasn't. But hey, DJJ, long time no see. Thank you so much, David. I hope you're doing well. Always in my thoughts, wondering how things are going. I appreciate you being here. Again, thank you for your generosity. You humble me, as do all you guys in every which way. I just hope you're doing well, my friend. Beautiful day here in Dumaguete. Always warm, the way I like it, sweating. But I appreciate that, David. Fortune says, yes, city wires above, still third world. Here's a question for Fortune. It might be too long of a few to answer. Has there ever been talks about putting the wires underground, Fortune? Has there ever been Mayung Hapon? Has there ever been thoughts of doing that someday. Mama Danas vlog says, hi, sir. Northern Versus says he's from California. Yeah, my brother, younger brother, Mayung Hapon. My brother lived in California. He's in Pennsylvania now, though, sacrificing, taking care of my mother and father. If he weren't taking care of them, they'd be in a nursing home. And quite honestly, if they were in a nursing home, I don't know if they'd still be alive. He's a health nut like me. He's probably more of a health nut than I am. He has access to things that I don't here, but he takes care of them, and I think he's prolonging their life. So God bless my brother. His name's Jeffrey. That's my brother. Mohit says, what country are you in? Dumaguete, Philippines, Mohit. Fortune says some major cities do it. That's in regards to the wires. All right. I think they talked about the wire problem is the flooding. There you go. I didn't think about that. So yeah, with that underground, with the rain, with the flooding and the wires, yeah, I never thought of that. That's actually a very good point. I know Mama Dana vlogs. I know a little bit of Bisaya. I want to learn more, little by little, step by step. The locals really respect it and appreciate it. And I like doing it because it makes people smile. They look at you and smile because you're speaking their language. So I enjoy it. Philippines, yes, Mohit. CK New Jersey says, lots of stray dogs roaming Dumaguete, no spay and neuter. I've been to Peru and outside Lima in every direction. You know what's interesting, CK? I was in Bacolod for 4 months. I never thought they had a lot of stray street dogs. I don't really call them stray, although that's probably the technical name, but street dogs usually never bother you or anything. But I just always felt like before there were a lot more street dogs here before I went to Bacolod. Then when we came back, I feel like I really don't see that many. Like, I don't know where they're at. I don't even know if I've really seen any walking around. Maybe you guys have noticed, but I don't see as many. A few, but I could have sworn there was more street dogs previously. Maybe they changed something. I don't know. I just don't see as many. Never been to India. Oh, geez. They ate them. I don't know about that. I guess anything's possible, but yeah. Ende Che says, be safe always. Of course, Che. You know me. I always feel safe here, though. People are very nice to me. Mayung Hapon. Dennis Rosario says, I'm also a truck driver in Lithuania, Europe. Well, welcome, Dennis Rosario. Appreciate you being here with me on my walk in Dumaguete, Philippines. Yeah, I guess if you're forced, you know what I mean? You never know. Like, I'm blessed and thankful I've never been in a situation where I had to do anything and everything to survive and find food. I don't frown upon it just because I've never been in that situation, and I guess until any of us are in that situation, you really don't know what you do. Jay Mighty says, the streets seem less congested than Thailand, which is cool, or maybe it's just the area. And this is basically the city. Like, I pretty much do all my walk-in live streams through whatever areas are most active, like the public markets and whatnot. I look at it as like controlled chaos. Like I said, however they do it, it works. I never feel uncomfortable. I never feel like I'm gonna get hit or run over. It's just like they're very pedestrian friendly. They anticipate when you're coming, you know, whether you're on a motorbike or in a car. It always just works out. I see all things says, hey buddy, can't stay long. Everyone tap the screen. Thank you. I see all things. Nice to see you again. And anybody, yeah, like I said, if you give me the like, the thumbs up, double tap the screen, that always means a lot. MLNRT says, hello, Mike. Looks like a nice day. Yeah, it's nice. 84, 85. Doesn't feel very humid. I'm sure it is, but it doesn't feel very humid at all to me today. Rodrigo Park, New York says, hi from New York City. You are picking up viewers. Someone mentioned you on Mike's Philippines Retirement live stream as a channel to check out. Well, that's good. At least I'm getting positive responses. I love it here. I really enjoy it here. Again, the people of the Philippines are what makes this place so special. They're the most kind, welcoming people I've ever met. And all you simply have to do is be the same way to them. Very welcoming, very friendly. So that's nice to hear. Someone actually mentioned me that I was a channel to check out. I appreciate that. I'm just me, positive, no negative, and I'm not negative anyway. I'm happy here. Best decision I ever made. P Money says, sup 2 from Sydney, Australia. Thank you for being here from Australia. I think they're taking down some of these signs. I don't want to get in the way. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty clean for the most part. I don't really, like I said, nothing's perfect no matter where you live. So many people, I feel like they get so caught up in perfection. Well, I don't know where that place is, where there's just no perfection, or, you know, everything is perfect. LJB says, it truly looks like you're living the best life. I feel I am. I'm happy. Mayung hapon. Yeah, I'm happy. Vanessa Bakar says, good evening. Good evening to you. It's 1:40 p.m. in the afternoon, Monday afternoon, 1:40. Mayung hapon. You passed it, looked like diamond-shaped grid. I don't know. Sorry if I missed something. Truly, let me see. Skipping message. Yeah, I'm not trying, Dennis Rosario, to skip messages. Kissing a Dream says, Michael, you have let the secret out. What's the wire above your head? I don't know if you meant like the canopies that are up, maybe. There's a ton of motorcycles there. Yeah. Jay Mighty says, my cousin was in Baguio City a few years ago. She'd always call at midnight. She didn't want to come home. She loved it. Was there for 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I didn't, like when I came here, 2 weeks certainly wouldn't have been enough for me. After that travel, adapting to the time change, yeah, for me, I mean, I adapted quickly, but by the time I adapted, I mean, if I would have only stayed here 2 weeks after traveling for 26, 27 hours, that would have been just too short. I would have felt like I did more traveling than I did to actually acclimate myself here. So again, I went 2 months. I guess I could have learned a lot in a month, but 2 months, me staying 2 months, I'm going to get coconut water. Me staying 2 months was a good idea, I think, on my part. And then that's what gave me a true idea if I really wanted to be here. Then again, people. That's what I'm going to tell you. It was I was sold very easily when I started embracing the people here, and they were embracing me in return. That's when I really noticed that I enjoyed it here. Someone says about the crime. I mean, I haven't experienced any crime, but what country doesn't have crime? I haven't been in a situations that have made me feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna go get coconut water, my daily coconut water stop. See my friends. I think they're here somewhere. Mayung Apon. Did you get your donut? Yesterday I bring donuts. Oh, there he is. Hey, he's back there. Yeah, yesterday I came by here on my day off and brought them a bag of donuts because they gave me donuts the other day and I wanted to return the favor. Shake hands, hug, fist bump, you know, whatever works. But yeah, like I, you know, any way you show your affection. Whoop, I'm gonna drink this water now, just so you know. That's a good size, 35 pesos. Bees popping, hello. I'm not ignoring people. I gotta drink this. It takes time. It's kind of big. I'm standing in a bunch of coconuts. They're all over. Yeah, VTS. I'd much rather be on a motorbike than a car. And yes, you can zip around. You can get around much better. Thank you, Jeff. Sometimes I think I chug this too fast because I don't want people to be impatient with me standing in one spot. Half Century, how are you? Half Century Outdoors. Welcome, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Fortune says, yes, Connie, we were colonized by Spain for 333 years. I'm doing great, Bees Poppin'. How are you? Happy Monday. Some dark clouds over there, believe it or not. But then beyond that, which is over the water, there's no dark clouds. I think it's just always over the land, but the water. This stuff is the best and hits the spot. Yeah, Blessed Monday, Bees Poppin'. CK says, Mike, you mentioned you're a health nut. Can you elaborate a bit? Well, I have a very clean diet. I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. I basically don't drink soda. On Che's birthday, I did get a Coke Zero to celebrate. That was as far as I push it when I celebrate someone's birthday. Exercise is key, in my opinion. I always say 90% exercise, 10% diet. So stay away from processed sugar as best as you can. It's not easy. Unless you're preparing the food yourself. How often does it rain? Maine, you know what? Although there's rain season, Dumaguete just doesn't seem like it gets a lot of rain. It happens, it seems like a lot of times it rains at night, which is perfect. Rains through the night and then you wake up in the sunshine. And when I was in Bacolod though, it seemed like it rained a lot. And somebody with much longer, more experience here in the Philippines said it does rain a lot more in Bacolod than it does Dumaguete. So I found that interesting. I didn't know if it was just a coincidence or what. This stuff is really good. Man, it hits the spot. Mayung hapon. All right, I'm done. No, you can keep. Did you give him the donuts? Or you eat? That's okay. Next time I bring you some donuts from the cream. All right. Amping. All right, Amping. Take care. Thank you. Salamat. Yeah, they're so nice there. Yeah, Salamat. You're right, Jay Mighty. Yeah, I'm going to show you this donut place. The one day I was here buying a coconut. Hey, Mayung Hapon. They asked me, they wanted to treat me. They bought donuts. You know, this is the way I think it. These guys, this hard-earned money, you know, and they bought some donuts from this very popular donut place, which is right here. It's called Lazada's Cream Donuts. Usually there's a long line there. It's not bad right now. So they said, hey, Sir Michael, we want you to try a donut. So I felt so humbled that they wanted to share a donut that they bought and paid for. They worked very hard. And so I tried it just to respect. And I don't really eat donuts. Probably haven't had a donut. I don't even remember when I had a donut last. But it was like a powdered donut with some sort of custard cream, Mayung Hapon, with some sort of custard cream inside it. So yesterday when I was out doing my walk, and I don't do live streams on the Sundays, and now my new schedule is just gonna be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But, so anyway, I went and said, you know what, I'm gonna go buy like a bag of donuts for these guys because they're so nice. So I went and got donuts and gave them, brought the bag, and the one young guy said, that's for me. And I said, yeah, it's for you. I said, I just returned the favor. You were nice to me, gave me a donut. So I just, you know, it was only 50 pesos for like 10 donuts. So I gave them to him and he said, Sir Michael, you don't need to return the favor. It's okay. I said, no, I wanted to do that. But again, that just goes to show you the people here are absolutely so amazing. And it's just like a mutual respect thing for me. I enjoy being friendly to other people and helping, you know. And that's so humbling that they were willing to share donuts with me. JCO Donuts is nice, not too sweet. Jesus said, when are the kids coming? It's time to settle down. I don't know. There's still things I want to do and enjoy. Graciano, when the time's right, the time will be right. There's still things, there's so many places I want to visit and see. And, but I appreciate the comment, and when the time is right, the time will be right. Yeah, but see, that's like so dark right there. I'm gonna just go towards the water. You never know what could start dumping out of that cloud. Yes, Joe, they are phenomenal. You're exactly right. Oh yeah, it is Groundhog Day. So what the question is, did the groundhog see a shadow? Is there gonna be how many more weeks of winter or whatever? Mark said, this is Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. Greg Masters asked me about the air quality. Again, my own opinion, and I'm sure it's different for everybody. If I would assume if you had some sort of pre-existing kind of lung condition or something to that effect, maybe I'll go this way. I'm sure it might bother you. I don't think it's any worse. I think I notice more of the dust, like the dirt or the dust, more than I notice like exhaust. I mean, and there's always a breeze, so that helps keep the air flowing. So maybe if there wasn't so much of an airflow and it was more landlocked, maybe it would like be a little more maybe gagging, like coughing. But like right now, there's a breeze blowing right in my face. Maybe it's because of these dark clouds, I'm not sure. But yes, I'm in the Philippines. But it's certain areas what I've walked around, not so much here. It was in Banilad, which I've walked from there outside the city. There's one area where when it rains a lot, I wouldn't say it's like a mudslide, but there's a lot of mud that goes out into the streets, and then Mayung Hapon, and then like it makes the street muddy, and then when it dries, with the motorbikes going over it, it creates a lot of dirty like dust. And I've walked those streets a lot because I lived in Banilad, so I'd walk from Banilad into Dumaguete. Well, yeah, you end up blowing your nose. You have a lot of dust, you know, dirt. So that would be a little bothersome, you know. Then I'd say, yeah, wearing a mask or something would help. I never did anyway. I won't wear one of those things for any reason. But yeah, I'd say the dust is more of an issue than anything. But again, if you have some sort of pre-existing condition, it could be an issue. More rain would clean the air. That's what I was wondering. Well, and you're right. It does rain. I think it helps. But again, and it washes, I guess, the streets, because you don't really see, like in the U.S., you know, they have the street cleaners, the trucks with the brushes cleaning the streets. Maybe in the bigger cities they have that. I've never noticed one of the street cleaning brushes, but it's wild with these dark clouds. I'm gonna go just towards the water just to see the difference, but don't move, just film that corner. I guess you saw somebody you were interested in. I wasn't really paying attention. I apologize. But yeah, it's just the dust. But again, everybody's different. I'm sure if somebody has respiratory issues, it could affect you, but it does help that you're so close to the water. There's always a breeze. I enjoy it. I love it. Let me see. Rigo said, oh, Sylvia says, hello. Hello, Sylvia Erickson. I see all things. They treat the roads here for ice. Can't be good for you. Well, yeah, I used to remember, you know, salting things, street highways, whatever, and then it's like a powder, dusty salt in the U.S., and then people were driving over that, and you could feel the salt on your tongue. I'm sure that's probably not the best thing to inhale. I don't know if it's all natural salt that they're putting on the roads. There could be some sort of chemical in it. I'm not sure. It's 40 degrees here in the Bay Area. It says David Vincenzini. I apologize if I'm not saying that very well. I've never said that before. It feels good though, like the wind. Hey, Mayong Hapon. Mayong Hapon. But I'm gonna go towards the water now just because it's getting dark. And I didn't think it was supposed to storm today, but it might. Yeah, I'm almost there by the water. I'm almost there. And that's another thing that's nice. You're so close to everything here. It's for me, like I said, not everybody loves Dumaguete for whatever reason. Some people prefer to be more out in the province, country-like area, which I like those too. This is just convenient for me right now. Where I live, my apartment, I'm on the outside of the city. If you want to go to other places, you don't have to go very far. A lot of conveniences. Again, the port, hopping on a boat, Sikihor, Bohol. I just felt a raindrop. Sikihor, Bohol, Cebu. You're not far. Valencia, Banilad, Bakong, Darwin, you know, you just keep going up and around the island. I just think it's very convenient through here. 60 degrees, woohoo, bikini weather. We finally get to 30. And again, I don't always show Michelle, I think, calls it my mug. I think it's Michelle Pelletier. I don't always show my mug, but I just want to thank you guys again for whoever's here, new people to my channel, regulars, you guys become friends. I just want to thank you and say thank you. I appreciate your support. I couldn't do it without you guys. But bottom line is I just want to inspire other people to, you know, maybe see what else is out there. You'd be surprised what can actually make you happy. And it doesn't always involve a lot of money to make you happy. You may think it does, but I'm living proof. And I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. So, and I can be happy with less. So glad I don't have a bunch of filled house full of junk. I mean, it wasn't junk, but unnecessary stuff. But thank you guys for being here. And if you haven't given me a like, that's the best gift you guys can give me, is a like for the support. But yeah, it's definitely breezy now. Like, you can see the water. Well, I don't know if I can see. Greg Masters, LJB says Minneapolis. Yes, I met my girlfriend's family. Greg Masters said, you know why most expats prefer visas over Visayas over Luzon? Almost every expat YouTuber I've seen is based in Visayas. Yeah, that's probably true. But it's weird. As much as I walk around, I really don't see as many of the other vloggers. On occasion I do, but I'm not looking for them either. Once you kind of get used to your way around here, I don't really, I don't know. I'm not like looking for people. But yeah, you can definitely see the water's moving now. Diane says, happy for you. Thank you, Diane. Beast Poppin said, you always inspire. Well, that's what I try to do. I don't know. It's like, it makes you think, if that cloud comes over and it could be dumping. But this is the boulevard, Rizal Boulevard in Dumaguete. This is actually wider, new. They redid this. It used to be like half this size inland, and they extended this all out. But it's really nice through here. This is where I do a lot of consistent walking. If I need a path, I just go the whole way down and around multiple times, down that way, back up, and just keep doing it. Just keep going and going and going until I get to 10 miles. Well, usually, a lot of times I can get to my 10 miles before I even go home, but I try to time it perfectly where I'm at 8.5 miles here, because it's only 1.5 miles from here, the boulevard, to my apartment, which is down that way. But yeah, I don't see the yellow yacht. I don't know where it is. Oh, thick clouds over Dumaguete City, just like here in Camotes Island, Cebu. In fact, it's has been raining over here since this morning. Yeah, well, that's Cebu over there. So it's like you see a little break there. So maybe that side, you can see that side of Cebu's got sunshine on it. But yeah, it's definitely this long cloud, and I'm surprised it's not raining, because this looks like one of the dark clouds that usually produce rain. LJB Sullivan, I'm just gonna call you Sully. I like that name. I'm just surprised. I'm trying to look. Usually you can see from afar where it's raining, because it like drops, but I don't really see it raining, which is weird. I felt one raindrop. But it is pretty though. It's still beautiful. Jesus said, Garciano says, I see you walking a lot since you are retired. What is there to do? I mean, there's a lot of places to visit. Like I said, I have a budget. I can't just go away whenever I feel like it. I'm not rich, so I have to manage my money. And when the opportunity presents itself, then we'll go away, which will be soon. You know, a lot of times I just want to take little local trips over to Sikihor, which you can see Sikihor, the sun's out over there. So it's just this one little dark cloud. But yeah, you see these guys out on the Bonka boat or whatever, it's a little choppy. Yeah, usually they're putting their nets out. I can't, I just see them rowing right now. You know, I can get close, but yeah, I'm like into the waterfalls and stuff, and there's one here in Valencia. It's called Casarora Falls. I've never even gone to it. It's so close, but I never went to it, just because I think they said it's just a lot of steps. I kind of like the waterfalls that you kind of got to hike through like a jungle, and then you get there. I've swam in the water, not this particular section here, but I've swam in the water. Haven't tried fishing here yet. No fishing yet. Paul says, where are you at? This is Dumaguete, Philippines, Paul. Welcome, Paul. I'm from the United States, living abroad here in the Philippines. Just out for my daily walk. Or like Michael, find a girlfriend. Are you going? A lot to do, Greg says, if you're into adventure. Finding waterfalls is fun and physical. Yeah, that's what I like to do. But like for my everyday normal life living, I do walking. I do exercise. I like to go get a coffee here and there. I like to talk to people. I like to meet people. But yeah, I mean, I get up. I'm big on push-ups. The gym at my apartment has dumbbells, so then you can use the free weights. And I do push-ups and walking. That's basically my daily routine, or exercising. And then in between, you know, Che and I will occasionally go out for dinner. We'll do random things. But I prefer eating at home, quite honestly. Che's a good cook. I can cook, but she's taken over those duties. She prefers to do it. And if a Filipina wants to cook your dinner, you don't argue. You just let her do it. That's what they like. They like taking care of their boyfriend or husband. That's the way they are. But yeah, this darkness, it's wild. I mean, it's a little spit and a little drip drops. So we'll see if I get stuck in it. I don't know. Maine Mermaid, she'll make whatever I ask her to cook. Obviously, we probably eat more Philippine food than anything. But chicken, it's usually chicken, or she likes sardines, but it's a lot of chicken, rice, mashed potatoes, homemade vegetables, cucumbers, tomatoes, squash. She also makes different kinds of soup. She makes it's almost like an egg drop chicken potato soup combination with rice in it as well. There's a lot combined in that. Hey, Wayna Jumps is here. Hello, Wayna. Irene says, this is beautiful. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe and God bless you. Irene Wagner, I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. I'm always humbled and thankful that you guys are here, just feeling my energy and my excitement. And I field as many questions and comments as I can, yet at the same time paying attention to the traffic. But it is wild. I don't remember the last time I was out and it was this dark. And it's not. I felt a couple random raindrops, thinking, oh, that's usually how it starts, and it just dumps, but it's not doing anything. Paul says, how much come stay there every month to live if I want to come for a winter? Paul, it just depends on how much fits your budget or your lifestyle or your what's good enough for you. What's your living situation have to be like? I mean, if you go to my channel later, Paul, go to my last video, I did an apartment tour of where I live. Now again, my apartment is very small. It's very small, but I'm not home a lot. You know, it's got the bed, it's got the kitchen, it's got the aircon, it's got the shower. It's a very small studio apartment, but it works for me. Some people prefer something big. They need separate rooms, or, you know, and that's fine. That's what works for everybody. But I also have a pool. I have a gym. I have very good security. It's very new, more modern-like apartment. It's just one of those simple, and it's $400 a month. And then that includes Wi-Fi. And then you pay the electric and the water separately. Actually, so yeah, check out my video. It's only like 10 minutes long. And it gives you like a true, quick, not very professional, because you know, people requested that I make a video because they just wanted to see where I live. And so yeah, check it out and let me know what you think. Hold on, where did Steve said, hi Michael, how are you? Have you ever flown a kite? I flew a kite a long time ago when I was, man, it's been years. I haven't tried to fly a kite here. I think I've randomly maybe saw one person fly a kite here since I've been here in the Philippines. I don't know if I've ever seen that often, people flying kites, at least here in Dumaguete. Paul says, what does that pay in USA funds? Yeah, it's $400 USD. In Philippine pesos, if you want to convert from USD to pesos, make sure you put in Philippine pesos and not like Mexican pesos, because it's completely different. I've actually done that before, where I accidentally put Mexican pesos in, and I was like, wow, this is a lot more than I thought. And then here I put the wrong thing. It was supposed to be Philippine pesos. So Philippine pesos is 24,000 pesos, which depending on what the dollar is, that can fluctuate, but it's right around $400 USD per month. Does your girlfriend work outside of home? Is the electric pretty consistent? Wondering about how power and Wi-Fi is. Yeah, LJ or Sully, someone asked that before. We're talking about the random power outage, or as they call it here, brownouts. I guess a part of it depends where you live here. Also, does the place you have a generator, a full generator? Some places I've heard have generators, but it's only for like a couple things, not like everything in your apartment. And sometimes they have scheduled brownouts during a certain time because they're doing maintenance, some kind of electrical maintenance. But there hasn't been any like random power outages that I'm aware of. Maybe the power's going out for a couple minutes when I was asleep and didn't realize it. Or maybe it's happened when I wasn't home, but I haven't noticed any power outages lately, which is a good thing. So maybe things are like, could be getting better and improving in that area, because that's sometimes what a lot of people mention, like, is the power outages. And what else did you say? Does your girlfriend work outside of home? Actually, where she is in Candao near her mother, there's a little store, the family she knows. So when she goes over there now, she's working like part-time, just for something for her to do. She is younger. I kind of think it's good for her anyway to keep herself busy. She can't always go out walking with me all the time. She can't walk as much as I do anyway. She can walk a good amount, but not 10 miles, and she would probably be miserable. Can you and Kevin be my wingman to pick up women if I go? If you come here, we can always help you out and be your wingman. I don't think quite honestly, I don't think anybody has problems meeting people here. All you have to do is just say hello and be nice and be respectful to people, women, Filipino, anybody, guys, Filipinos. Just be respectful and be nice, and just say hello. I think meeting people here, the approach or whatever, in my opinion, is different than in the United States. You just say hello to somebody and introduce your name, and then the next thing you know, you're talking to them. I mean, it seems like it's rather easy here and not like an uncomfortable thing. She doesn't technically have a job. She just helps out her friends near where her mother lives in a local store. Just gives her a little sense of, I don't know, independence, pride, making a little side money on her own. Yeah, I mean, you gotta, for me, when I walk, like, without doing a lot, actually, I consider this slow walking. I don't want to bounce the screen up and down. I do have it on a gimbal, so that kind of keeps it smoother. Still surprised I haven't rained yet. But yeah, when I walk, when I'm by myself, getting my miles in, I walk pretty fast, like, because I like to be able to breathe. Breathing is a big part of exercise as well, especially through your nose. Obviously, it's hard for me to breathe through my nose when I'm talking and walking, but if you're by yourself, it's almost like just keep your mouth closed and breathe in and out through your nose. Oh, hey, Miss Dimple. But yeah, I say it's good to walk fast. You want to feel some sort of just breathing. You want a little bit of like, not huffing and puffing, but you want to feel like you're breathing. But hello, Miss Dimples. Good afternoon. How's Palawan? What's your weather like there, Miss Dimple? I got this dark cloud over my head. Have you convinced family members to move to the Philippines? You know what? My mother and father, like, my father could probably travel here that long flight, probably have to fly first class. He's 86. He could probably, I'm gonna go this way. He could probably travel to the Philippines if he would fly first class and be comfortable and be able to survive it. My mother, though, she probably couldn't make that flight. She has some other issues that I just think would create a lot of, I don't think flying very convenient, and it's a very long flight. But my father has joked, I think if it was just him and he was by himself, he would probably travel here and live. He probably retire, spend the rest of his days here in the Philippines, because he could be taken care of too. His money would go much further here, especially if he needed like assisted living, compared to like in the States. It's so expensive for like nursing home situation. Paul says, how old are you? Do you collect Social Security? I'm 55, Paul. So yeah, I turned 56 April 6th. Everybody knows when my birthday is. Well, not everybody, but somebody knows when my birthday is and always tells me. But yeah, so yeah, Social Security is, when I'm 62, I'm gonna collect. There's no reason to wait. Hopefully I get to 62. That's another reason why my health's so important to me. I want to get to 62. Very, very important. Kenny says, go back and buy 1 ounce of silver bar in that pawn shop. You know what? I have some silver at home, and yes, it's a very wise investment right now. I don't know. Gonna rain. Yeah, I'd say silver is a very smart investment, or gold is also, but obviously silver you can still get at a fairly decent price. But yeah, the gains that silver and gold have recently made, yeah, it's paying off right now. Rick Wallace said, Mike, do you have an umbrella? No, I don't carry an umbrella. I'm not an umbrella kind of guy. Now some people obviously use umbrellas for the sunlight. I don't use one at all. Sometimes I've gotten caught in torrential downpours where I was drenched. I probably wish I had one, but let me see. Cool Kingman, thank you so much. He says, Yo, Michael, how are you today? Just came to say hello. Please be safe and God bless you, bro. And your girlfriend, take care, brother. Aloha from Hawaii. I mean, that's so humbling. I mean, dude, you're in Hawaii. I mean, one of the most beautiful places to live in the world, and you're in Hawaii. Maybe someday I will be able to go there. And if I do ever go there someday, you can be my tour guide, if that's okay. But I appreciate your generosity. That's so very nice of you. And I'm glad you're here hanging out with me again. And you've always been a great supporter, as is everybody else. So thank you very much, Cool Kingman. You're a great guy. Connie says, hi, Michael. I now have my brother watching so he can see what the Philippines is like. Thanks from Indiana. Connie, that's so cool. I appreciate you sharing my channel. I'm Mr. Positivity. Again, nothing is perfect, but the positives certainly outweigh any negatives for me here, but that's just me. Again, everybody's different. To each his own, but at least you get to see it through my eyes. And I always tell people, if you've never been here, try and visit here. You never know, you might just like it, and maybe you won't, and that's okay too. But I'm telling you, regardless of really how you feel, if you're not won over by the people here, the Philippine people, if that didn't win you over, I don't know what will, but that certainly has won me over, and that's like my favorite thing about being here in the Philippines. It's the people. Over and over and over again, it's all about the people. Cool Cat says, when you get your Social Security money, you will move into a bigger apartment. Quite honestly, if I'm still here in Dumaguete, the only way, quite honestly, you can find other apartments that are actually less expensive than under 400, bigger. Now, I don't know if they have the pool. You can find places here that are nicer, maybe not a big apartment complex like where I live, the marina. But if you shop around, you can find, I've seen people show places for $250, $300 that are much bigger than mine. There was one that was in Valencia I liked a lot. But see, I don't have a motorbike. In Valencia, I've walked to Valencia. I'm kind of crazy when it comes to walking. But Valencia by motorbike is like 20 to 25 minutes away. So that kind of changed my mind as far as buying this one apartment. I would have gone, Mayung Hapon. I would have got it, but once I didn't have a motorbike, that changed my whole mindset. Someone says, can you vote there? No, I think you have to be a citizen, and I don't think I will ever be a citizen, at least right now. A lot of foreigners that I've spoken to here, I ask them, what are the perks or the benefits of becoming like a dual citizen? And they didn't really, people that have lived here much longer than me, they didn't really say there was any reason for me to ever be like a dual citizen other than the opportunity to vote. Let me see. Ricky said, yes, Cool Kingman. And if someday you can bring your girlfriend, my wife is from there, so they would get along wonderfully as far as, and that is always good, Cool Kingman. Putting Filipinas with other Filipinas, and I'm assuming, Che speaks Bisaya. I think she speaks Ilonggo, a little Tagalog, but if she at least understands it. Now, I don't know what language she speaks. But yeah, that's always a bonus because it's like the two foreigners can speak their English and yap, 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 and then the Filipinas can yap, yap too. And, they appreciate that and enjoy it when they have each other. Kind of like foreigners do. Like, you kind of you're able to let loose and just speak your language. The problem is leaving there. Philippines really humbles me and has made me a stronger man. See, Eric, I agree with you. When I left here in March to go to the States, it was within a couple days. I missed this place. I wanted to come back. It changed me. And immediately, and I'm not saying it was everybody in the Denver airport, the first place I landed on my connecting flight when I went back to the US was Denver. When I just simply walked through the terminal, the expressions on people's faces just seemed so like they were miserable. They just didn't seem happy. And that's when I knew, I was like, I'm back home. Like, I just didn't like it. It was great to see my family and parents and stuff like that, but I truly just realized how much I loved it here. And I wasn't supposed to come back here, I think, until July. And then I said, you know what, I got to come back sooner. I missed this place too much, so I wanted to come back, and I come back in June. And I'm glad I did. You could never own property unless you become a citizen. Cool Cat, if you get married to a Filipina, or I guess if a foreign woman gets married to a Filipino, they can purchase the property. It would be in their name. That's how that works. Cool Kingman says, haha, they call Christmas, haha, put two more Filipinas together. Yeah, exactly. Zippy's World says hi from Delaware. Will you request a USA absentee ballot? Yeah, I voted. Yeah, I was able to vote in the last one when I was here. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think I was here for the last one, Derek. Dumaguete, Philippines. Someone says about no predator animals to worry about chewing on people. Yeah, I'm not a fan of snakes, and I'm surprised. I've been here well over a year and I've never seen one snake here, which surprises me. That's okay because I don't like snakes, but I just figured coming here I was going to run into snakes. Now I have other friends and people that have ran into snakes, and I'm not a fan of spiders either. Just ones that could potentially bite you. Harmful spiders, that is. If you're not up to date, our certain government is trying to get rid of dual citizenship. And like I said, I don't even care. I'm happy just the way it is. Hey, see you. Eric says, I miss it a few days before leaving there. I often feel a little sick for about 3 days before departure. I like the cheaper motels and broken sidewalls. It really makes me feel better. Well, hey, it's all in what makes you feel better and be happy. Any anacondas, I've never seen any. You know, the only wild animal that I've seen was when I was on a motorbike with some friends going up through Valencia, and there was like all these other motorbikes were pulled over looking at something, and I'm like, hey, pull over and see what everybody's looking at. It was like 2 to 3 wild monkeys. It was the coolest thing to see, be somewhere in a country where there was wild monkeys. So that was really cool. We were there for like 10 minutes and I don't think people were feeding them, I don't remember, but yeah, just then you kind of made you feel like, wow, I'm really far away from home. Norco says, don't buy property and put it in your girlfriend's name. She will tell you to kick rocks. That's all. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being smart. I'm not getting married anytime soon or buying any. I'm not even thinking of that. Paul said, well, you look good health-wise. Your color look happy. All the best for you. Wish I could come there. Paul, don't ever wish. You know, you can make your wishes, dreams come true. It can happen. I understand everybody's situation's different, and if you can make it happen, try your best to make it happen. I didn't want to be one of those guys sitting somewhere someday going, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. So I'm glad I did. Cool Kingman says, I saw snakes there, and sorry if I'm butchering this, Cagayan Valley area. I have friends that saw snakes, some pretty big ones too. Eric says, plenty of snakes in Australia where I am recently. I think I drove past one Wednesday. When I lived in Florida, I saw more snakes. That's why I figured, oh, I see snakes in Florida, I'm gonna see a lot here. Nope, I haven't seen one. Now I saw a gator too. That was near an airport in like one of the drainage in Palm Beach, Florida. I saw just a gator that was coming out of the waterway. CK and Mike, great stream, so informative. Thanks so much for the mod nod. Bedtime here in Maryland. Hey, thank you, New Jersey, for staying awake for so long. I appreciate it. LJB says, nope, I want to go to Australia, I just can't. Eric says, yes, the traffic enforcers are cool. Sometimes they have dance-off competitions. I see them in Negros Oriental. JK, watching you from somewhere on the Middle East. I appreciate you being here, JKK. If you haven't given me a like before I end my live stream, I accept all likes, but don't like something if you don't like it. I always have a goal of 200, but if I don't hit 200, it's no big deal. We all have goals in life. But I appreciate you being here, JKK. And if you haven't subscribed and you're interested in subscribing to my channel, you're more than welcome. My schedule for live streams now will be Monday, today's Monday here in the Philippines, Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm only gonna do it 3 days a week. See how that goes. If more people request that I do it more than Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I would definitely be up for doing it more if it's in demand, I guess. Kyle says, make a wish with intention. Just be careful what you wish for. Very true. Northern Cal says, California, San Francisco in the house. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Dumaguete, Philippines in the house. So thank you for being here. Mayung hapon. I always love that. Complete people that I don't even know just saying hi. But welcome, Northern Cal active. KC Balis says, hi, how are you? Hello, KC Balis. Jammer Rules says 1:27 a.m. in Pennsylvania. Jammer Rules, I gotta make you blue. You've been here a lot, Jammer Rules, so now you're blue. You have the responsibility of the blue jacket. Jesus, you know what? You're here a lot too. You're a good person. Is there an app to meet Philippine women before arrival? There's many apps. You can meet them on Facebook. My opinion is come to the Philippines, learn the culture, embrace the culture. Then meeting somebody here, I think will be very easy for you, natural. It's okay if you meet somebody online before you get here. There's plenty of people that have amazing success stories before they come here. But don't think that the only way you can meet somebody is just online. You can meet them here. LJB Sullivan says, Iceland is a beautiful, no snakes. Bright Side says, 85-degree day in Southern Cal. It's worth the higher taxes, I would say. You're definitely paying for it more than I am. I couldn't afford to live in California. What's an aircraft ticket to get there? Vincent, depends on where you're flying from. How early in advance you buy the ticket, that also makes a difference. If you can, I don't know, buy your ticket 3 to 4 months beyond, from the actual date, you're gonna save yourself some money. Paul said, how long can you stay there till you have to return? I can stay here for up to 3 years in the country before you have to leave, and then you can come back and that 3-year cycle starts all over again. I was just at immigration, extended my visa 2 months at a time. It's like, went up a little bit. I think it was USD's like $38. It's kind of like a tax. It was $2,270 for the 2-month extension. 2 months ago when I did it was 1,960 pesos, which was $33. Do they show any TV series from America? I don't watch any TV, to be honest with you. I have Apple TV on my phone. I rarely even watch that. 11 more to go. Is it possible to get 200 likes? You never know. Thank you, JKK, for giving me the like. Hello, Darren. Hey, Darren. Thank you for being here. Cool Kingman says, Brother Mike, thanks for the live again. Time for din din. My boss is calling. LOL. Yeah, you got to eat dinner, especially Philippine food. Well, I don't know what she's making you, but Filipinas can cook. God bless you too, Cool Kingman. Appreciate you being here, your generosity. Thanks a lot. SM Mobile says, hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. I'm sorry I'm standing in one spot because I'm towards the end of my live stream. Kind of, you can see Quaison Park behind me. Sorry, been absent. No problem. Hey, when you're sick, take care of yourself. I don't expect you to suffer through my live streams. I appreciate you just being here, saying hello now. Again, my schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday live stream. So today's Monday, 2:30. I won't be back till Wednesday. A day off and then back. Darren says that's Philippines people friendly and happy. Amen to that, Darren. That's why I love it here. It's the people. Eric said about 3 years, Paul. Just redo the visa every so often, like monthly, then bi-monthly, I think. Yeah, you can get up to 2 months at a time. So like if after a year I'd leave the country and come back, that 3-year cycle starts all over again. Just be a good person. Always remember you're a guest here. Treat people with respect. Be kind. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be kind, but just be nice and embrace the community and the culture here. It's the most amazing, humbling experience you'll ever have. At least for me it is. Derek said Monday, Wednesday, Friday is fine. All right. Marianne says hi. I usually sit and quietly watch, which is fine. But don't be afraid to say hello and tell me where you're from. I always do appreciate that. I like knowing where people are from and saying hello. Cool Kingman says meeting through family and friends, way, way, way better than online. Yeah, that's what I think, what I would recommend. Now, you could be here in the Philippines and be like me. I'd met my girlfriend on Facebook here in the Philippines, believe it or not. So I met her online, but I was already here in the Philippines. Yeah, I'm wearing a backpack. There's not much in there. It's just like my power bank, my eyeglass case. What else is in there? Some crackers, and I'm like, sometimes I have a water bottle. Because if you put everything in your pocket, your pants will start falling down. It's too heavy. And when I take the gimbal off, then I put that in my backpack. But yeah, my back does sweat. Rick Wallace. Todd says, I don't know, does your girlfriend work? Just like part-time, helping in a store, a friend's store. Just keeps her busy and keeps her, she's younger. You need, in my opinion, you need to kind of do stuff like that. I think it's good learning experience. What are you going to eat lunch at? I think I'm just going to go to a melting pot to eat. I am hungry. I want to go to melting pot. I'll probably just get some of my favorite sushi. It's called Volcano Sushi. It's like a deep fried sushi. It's really good. Never had it until I was here. Salmon. They put some sort of sauce on it. It's really good. Bright Side Perspective says, I was interested in traveling to the city of Cebu. Very interested in walking around and meeting strangers. It's the people, Bright Side. It's the people. That's what I encourage everybody. If you're coming to the Philippines, just meet people. Just naturally when you're walking. When I'm not doing a live stream, I'm meeting people, or people that I did meet during my live stream. I stop and then I talk to them. Just introduce myself and have small talk. Where are you from? And they love that and respect that. I love it too. Yeah, Christian Filipina, people have gone through them. I won't be coming for the World Cup or anything like that, unfortunately. Zippy sent me the gift. I appreciate the gift. Paul says, how long can you stay there at a time? I'm retired on Social Security. Can that money come to me? Yeah, you just have it, your Social Security goes to your United States bank, then you can transfer from United States bank to a bank here and use Gcash or however you want to do it. You'd be fine. Yeah, Greg, I eat pork. I eat everything. Just not balut. I haven't had balut yet. Edwin says Kansas City, Missouri will host 6 World Cup games. That would be fun. I mean, if I had an opportunity to go witness the World Cup, that would probably be enticing for me to go home for that. Where's your better half? Darren, she is in Candao, which is like 10 to 15 minutes from here. Visiting her mom and then doing some part-time work in a little family private-owned little store. Jammer says like, subscribe. Dana Shell says I'll check back, be safe. Thank you, Dana. Say hello again. I appreciate you being here. I see all things says keep hoofing it. Yeah, I'm a hoofer. And Marines from Rhode Island, thank you for being here from Rhode Island. Cool Cat says, so you could resign to stay there 3 more years. You don't have to leave yeah, you don't have to leave at all. Just you're good for 3 years, which is a big benefit. I don't know other countries that allow you to stay 3 consecutive years until you have to leave, and then they allow you to come back in. Somebody mentioned to me before, the Philippines is one of the few countries that allows up to 3 years. At least that's what I thought they said. Todd Freeman's Vermont. Yeah, 3 more likes and I'm at 200. Between the IRS and California, they tax me. Yeah, that's insane, Fernando. Hopefully get rid of the IRS. Rosa says hello. How do you pay your water and electricity? What do you mean, how do I pay it? Basically, the owner, she gets like a receipt, a printout, the water and electric, whatever it is, she tells me, and I just give it to her in Philippine peso, pay her in cash. Easy, simple. I don't need to like set up, like call the water company and call the electric. You don't do any of that, which is nice. You just pay what you owe, and last month my electric bill was 2,700 pesos and Philippine pesos, and then my water was like 502 pesos. Total was not a lot. Put some coconuts in the backpack. I could do that. Some other time I'll try and do the, Paul, it gets a little tricky when I go indoors because the signal gets really distorted sometimes when I go into a restaurant. But I'll try it sometime. Maybe it'll just be a random one. It wouldn't be a scheduled one, so you'd have to get lucky, and if your notifications are on and you'd catch that. That's not to say I wouldn't try it. I would just have to test it, see how certain buildings are, because there's always interference when I'm inside. Yeah, 198 on the likes. Who hasn't given me a like yet? No, I'm just kidding. If it happens, it happens. I'm gonna get going. Rick Wallace says, I like it, my favorite color, green. Yeah, it's my Notre Dame backpack. Yeah. The fruit is amazing, Donald. Love the fruit. So many fruits I've never even had, never heard of. I'm sure you guys haven't heard of durian. It has a very unique smell. Be safe. You don't eat rotten duck eggs. I haven't tried the balut. I know it's a delicatessen. Someday I might try it, and if I definitely try balut, I'll do a live stream. Probably worth it. You guys to see whether I get sick or not. Someday, Paul, I'll work on that. Can you extend your visa online? Derek, someone recently told me that you can. He's a foreigner, and I spoke to him with a week or so. He said, you can just extend it online. And I was like, okay, so he did it. I didn't know that. I'm fine with this going to immigration. I don't mind it. I'm out walking anyway. Paul said I liked and subscribed. You see me a lot now. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Maine Mermaid says no durian. Rosa Ramirez says hello from Visayas. Hello. Nato Fury, durian, 200 on mine. Again, everybody, men, women, ladies, everybody, Filipinos, Filipinas, everybody here. Thank you so much for joining me for another walk-in live stream in Dumaguete, Philippines. I greatly appreciate it. I'm humbled each and every day. Can't say it enough. It's humbling. It's really, really, really humbling. I never thought in a million years people would actually even care to join me in my walks in a live stream. So thank you very much. But I always say, no matter where you're at in the world, have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, great night. Look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday. So tomorrow I'm off. Next day should be between 12 and 12:30 my time, which on the East Coast of the US would be 11:30 at night. 11 to 11:30 at night. So that would be the time. So thank you again, Rick Wallace, Jammer Jules, Jammer Rules, Edwin. You guys rock too. Have a great day. Thank you guys a lot. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Todd. See you. Half Century. See you. Paul. Thank you.